We have, as you know, a project management infrastructure that is projects.eclipse.org. There you will get a project website when your project is created. In that website, you will have a project description, project mailing list listed. You will get a governance tab listing all the reviews and releases of your project, who's involved tab showing all the contributors, all the committers, the date of the contributions from that activity, a bunch of information around your project. When you're logged into your project management infrastructure and in your project website, in your project page, you will have access to these committer tools or committer resources, right? And that is actually very important that you get familiarized with, because that's how you create progress reviews or new releases or even just a release plan. So as project team, you're supposed to document a release plan using the PMI. This is helpful for planning, documenting releases, also for us as EMO to do a planning around the possible reviews that we will have over time. And based on that, based on those release plans, you will be able to create some or request release reviews that are associated to a certain release. So we have two types of reviews at this point. We have progress reviews and release reviews. Release reviews are actually a specific type of progress reviews because they are the same as a progress review, but they are linked to a specific release from the project. You don't have to do a release in order to do a review. The Eclipse development process requires that every Eclipse Foundation project engages on a review at least once a year. So every year you will have to go through a progress or release review, as you like. Some projects prefer to have release reviews because since they are working on a release, they are putting a lot of effort into, getting their project in good shape. So that's a good moment to ask for a review. But if you are not planning on releasing anytime soon, that's fine. We can just have a regular progress review. You don't have to release, okay? But it is important that you do this at least once a year. We don't ask you to do more. You can ask us to do more, but we require you to do it once a year. After you go through this process, we give you some feedback, we provide some comments, some recommendations for the project to comply with the open source best practices that we've identified over time. And after that, you'll have a full year to do any minor and major releases on your own. You don't have to go through the formal process of a review. Please make sure that your intellectual property is properly managed at all times, even if you're not engaging on a progress or release review. Okay, this is how a normal progress or release review would work. You will create your release plan. You will send an email to EMO saying, hey, this is my release plan. Please schedule a review for this. And we will do that. We will set the review record as ongoing. We will create a GitLab ticket to track the status of the review, and we will provide all of our feedback there. We have a checklist, which is actually useful for us, but also for you as a project, because you will see what we're looking for when we go through a review. We will get project management committee approval. We will get IP team approval for the IP management of your project. We will review some branding and trademarks guidelines. We will check your project PMI page, and we will make sure that all the legal documentation is present in your repositories, okay? After a week, we can close this review and you can just go ahead with your release or just continue working as you've done it, right? Since most of your projects are specification projects, I'm sorry, this is for the project proposal process. Apologize for that. Since most of your projects are specification projects, when you schedule a review, we'll have to go through a spec committee ballot. So the review will take a little bit more than a week usually, because of the ballot is not always started as soon as the review started. But if you're really good citizens and we do everything on time, it doesn't have to take more, because the data space working group has a ballot timeline of a week, right? So in parallel with the review, you will have to run the ballot. And once the ballot is closed, is one of these requirements that we have here under the things that we check.